Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network Show. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan.com, I might add, the wonders of technology. I started our organization 35 years ago, and boy, am I tired. No, I enjoy meeting people, and I said to myself, after going to so many different meetings where each had an agenda of trying to be on their best behavior, and I certainly don't actually criticize best behavior. Our group is very informal. And I felt sort of awkward in some of these settings, but I still belong to umpteen organizations. The Chambers of Commerce are wonderful. Join up with the Rotary Clubs, Optimist Club, Kiwanis. These service organizations have a mission of giving back to our society. And that is really the essence of entrepreneurship. Our mission is to help each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. And I am so proud that after 35 years, I've had the privilege of meeting over 20,000 people. And I welcome you to be 20,001. Just check us out, and hopefully you'll join with us. And if you have any questions or thoughts, we're always available. And I really love to do what I'm doing. In fact, I love it so much, I have a daily radio show as well. So if you want to team up with us and are helping you achieve your goals in entrepreneurship, by all means, stay in touch with us. And I am so excited about actually having a different way that you can reach out as an entrepreneur and become known. There are 3 words in entrepreneurship to be successful. The first one, know. Like is the second. Trust is the third. If people don't know you, you ain't going to get too far. Once they know you, be likable. And by the way, my name is Ike, so my tagline is, remember Ike is the guy that you like, okay? And I'm trustworthy, otherwise I wouldn't be around for 35 years. And with me today as our guest is the boss of this cable program that we do. His name is Ian Locke, L-O-C-K-E. He's the executive director of On TV. He's been here since July of 2013, and he's been with On TV since 2009 as an educational coordinator, studio manager, operations manager. Tell me, Ian, do you wash the dishes here?
Sometimes, yeah. I even sweep the floors.
Well, I want to compliment you because I checked out the dishes are very clean.
Outstanding. Good to know.
And I'm going to need to learn your technique because my wife gets very upset that I try to wash them without putting them in the dishwasher.
Hot water and go slowly. You know, don't rush through it. And a lot of this, right?
Right. Well, my wife is very neat and likes to check things and checks it against the light, and I check everything out. It certainly is.
Yeah.
Now,
well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. I usually, when I come to the studio, I rush by and you're busy doing something, but now I can see you face to face.
Absolutely,
wow.
Yeah.
This is exciting indeed. Now you're servicing Lake Orion, and since 2000.
Yep.
And studio has been around since the 1980s.
Yeah. When the FCC had the Cable Act of '84, I'm sure you're up on the Cable Act of 1984.
Oh, yes.
They stipulated that certain funds would go to community television, either to the infrastructure and to help build studios like this. So Lake Orion was early to the game and got involved with community TV right out of the gate. And ONTV's been in existence since 2000, but community television has been in Lake Orion since the 80s. So yeah, it's been a very active community since the start, and it kind of culminates to this brand new studio. When I said brand new, it's 4 years old, but it still feels new to us.
Oh, yeah,
it's still shiny.
4 years is new.
And so we have the new studio here at the Orion Center, and it's been great.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful facility, and I always feel very welcome, and it feels like a studio.
It does.
And I've been to different TV studios, and they don't seem like a TV. So you to be it's probably your dishwashing. That's
Yeah,
done it,
absolutely.
I'm sure. Now, tell me a little about the whole aspect of cable TV. Who do you work with?
Well, ONTV is a nonprofit charitable organization, and we're hired by our local cable commission to manage the studio. And we work with people such as yourselves who have an idea that they want to bring to television. We work with people in the community who are interested in maybe running the cameras that we have before us here, wondering how to put their own television show together, or just to see the inner workings of what it is a television studio does. We bring in nonprofit groups to share their mission and goals in the community. We work with our township government, our village government, our school districts to bring meetings to everybody to see what's really happening in their government, what's happening with their elected officials. But we also go out and cover games, sporting events, football, basketball, you name it. We're out there and we give people and students, interns, a chance to actually work with pro-level gear in the television industry just as a hobby or as a mode to maybe start a career.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, actually, when you think about it, a lot of entrepreneurs are looking to quote, unquote, become famous.
Mm-hmm.
This is a way that you can get to be known. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. We haven't had that viral video yet that you always hear about on YouTube that the whole world sees. But if you want to get at least a reel together, especially if you're starting at the lowest rung of television production, we have interns that come in who are relatively green out of college. And in college you get you get your learning done, but the real learning in the profession is out touching the gear, working in the field. So we can bring the interns in, and what they do is work with us at a pace that fits them. We give them guidance because all of our pros here are degreed professionals or have had years and years of experience, and we offer the best tips, constructive criticism, we call it, to the newbies. And from there, we've had many interns go from here to being reporters at news stations, news producers, and so on. So I guess you could say you could start your being famous here at ONTV, but at least it can get you on the air for a job. Yeah.
Right. Well, I have a line that says that you don't have to be rich and famous to be happy. You just have to be rich. So you can start getting rich if people get to know, like, and trust you.
True.
And this is a great media, so that this is not necessarily something that you sort of, hey, I learned I can run a TV camera, but you can learn and take that next step.
Correct.
And do it as possibly a profession, especially if you want to do that type of career path.
Absolutely. When I started playing with video gear, it was back in the early 80s when camcorders just got small enough that they didn't crush your back when you picked them up.
Yes, I remember.
And
yes.
They were affordable enough that anybody could grab them. And I didn't have a studio like this to call my own in my neighborhood. I grew up in a farming community. But that germ of having your hands on the gear and playing with it just for fun, like you said, just have fun with it. You're just kind of dabbling, in it. And then ultimately it leads to, well, this is something more. I have a lot of fun. I've always been told that if you have a career that you love, or if your hobby is your career, you're basically playing hooky for the rest of your life and someone's paying you for it.
Right.
So I've been lucky enough, and I know our staff, we've been lucky enough to find this career. But it starts small, but it can lead to something bigger.
Yeah, no, I don't mind sharing. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing. To be very upfront with you, I try to get in front of the camera and have an opportunity to express my thoughts. And meanwhile, I've interviewed people that when I've suggested to get in front of the camera and say, no, I really don't feel comfortable. I'd rather be in the production end. Can you tell us, how do you help someone in the community if they want to say, hey, this sounds good? What do I have to do?
What do you have to do? It's really easy. Volunteers for ONTV come from all over Southeast Michigan.
Wow.
We have, I think, 47 communities.
Really?
Yeah, I just did the annual report, and it's gone up by 2 communities since
Wow.
last year to this year.
Wow.
So over 40 communities, but we aim for our locals because that's who we serve, and that's why we're here. But to get involved, basically, for $10, you can take a 5-week course.
$10.
$10. I mean,
that's like $2.
That's pretty. What you say, it's practically free.
Right.
But $10, and
Wow.
you can come in for a 5-week course, and we'll give you the basics with our studio manager, Joe Johnson, leading the way, teaching the classes. Students learn the inner workings of how a television show and a studio operate, all the way up to our complex video switchers, which our director is pushing the buttons right now to change our cameras. You learn how to do all of that, and after you finish your classes, you are considered a volunteer, and you can come in and direct for us. You can host your own show. You can run a camera. You could do anything really you like.
I
here
wish
in
you
the
hadn't
studio.
said that. I'm going to be replaced in there. You're not going to. No one's going to call me for nothing.
Absolutely not. Like, no way.
Besides everything else, if someone is, let's say, they want to get into marketing and advertising, if they can put that on their resume that they've taken that type of a course, that puts them a step above their competition. It
can. The classes that we have are really just at the lowest exposure level to the industry. From there, but we encourage all our volunteers, those who are pursuing this as a career, to stick around, and we'll work with them more in depth of getting them into different types of software. If they're dabbling in web development, they could help us out. So we're always looking for help.
Right. People
who have know-how, but maybe they don't have the video side down, and we can assist them with that. But on the marketing side, we've had a couple people come in that were interns at OU that are interested in marketing, majoring in that, and came in. Were writing press releases for us and getting little campaigns together for our summer projects that we're doing, or coming up with ideas for something to get the wow factor of ONTV out in the community, just to call attention. But yeah, I mean, literally, this is a community television station. Usually it's called public access, but we are a community television station. We treat all of our programming as you would see on channel 2, 4, or 7, like the big guys, as we like to say. But you'll find that a lot of the Detroit media reporters and producers and such will send their interns to us after the fact to say, go to ONTV, go to your community television station for additional training, even to the college graduates who intern with them. So yeah, it's our doors are wide open, and we have a good time sharing our knowledge with people off the street, or welcoming people like yourself come in to make a TV show. So
now, do you have these training sessions on an ongoing basis or frequently?
Yeah, we rotate the classes. Usually, since they're about a 5-week course, after that we have an orientation session after the last class concludes, and then we immediately roll into our field production classes. So if you are interested in, now you haven't done this yet, taking a camera out into the world and shot some footage on your own and bring it back and edit, that's the second step. So
that's all part of the
it's all part of it. Yeah, that's another $10 for that next 5-week course.
I figure so. It's a grand total of about 20
bucks.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
all right, well, I'll have to call our banker and find out if I can get it financed.
Absolutely. Yep.
But you can honestly.
I'm waiting for someone to pay it with pop cans. Come with a bag of pop cans and.
Why not? It's convertible.
Absolutely.
And you can say you're in show business, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then, as far as you're going out to the community, obviously you can't be at every event.
No.
How do you cherry pick Which ones are of interest to you?
Well, that's a very good question. It's hard. We do have 5 full-time staff members here, and 2 part-timers, but we also have 135 volunteers that are active with us. So it depends on the engagement of the organization. So if it's like township, if they're requesting, our government is asking for something specific for us, a large event that we need to cover, that usually goes up the scale a little bit. But also getting equal time of our community events, the different things that happen around Orion. The Jubilee just concluded. It's the big fair by the Lions Club. That's obviously has to be covered. But we also have our Dragon on the Lake Festival, which has ballooned into this major event. So it's multiple days we're out there covering it. Sometimes it's a first come, first serve. Sometimes the events are, they're annual, so we know they're coming. We know what date they're going to arrive on, so they're already parked in the calendar. But we try to get our volunteers involved to give us a hand. So they are our lifeblood. So without our volunteers, there's no way 5 individuals could cover everything that happens around the town.
Now, if someone is interested, they just contact On TV?
Yeah, you can find links to On TV at our website is orionontv.org, but also at the township and the village, they have links back to us because we are a part of the community and we work so closely with those organizations. And I believe the school district as well has a link to us on their website as well. But yeah, orionontv.org is the main way to contact us and find all the information you could possibly want to know about what we do here, from classes, our programming schedule, to events coming up, a whole variety of things, plus links to our YouTube page where you can see us in glorious HD.
Right. And the nice thing about cable, if you do the program, many times the program gets repeated, so you're seeing more than once. So it's a great way of getting your message out and for people to get to know you.
It is. It absolutely is, and I'm glad you brought that up. You can see us locally on Comcast Channel 10 and AT&T U-verse Channel 99. And yes, I think your show runs about 4 or 5 times a week at various times.
And I've never seen any complaint, right?
Absolutely not, no. But we try to mix it up so we get the primetime viewers, we get the afternoon, morning, weekend, and so on, and overnight for the third shifters. But yeah, we think of our viewers and the people in the community to make sure that they get exposed to what's happening in town.
I'm just curious about your personal background. Did you wake up one morning and say, "Hey, I want to do cable"? What happened to you in your prior years?
It was almost that easy. I mean, it's silly, it is. My mom took me to see a film in 1977. Joe, help me out here. It's called Star Wars. I mean, it's very cliche nowadays, but yes, I was about this tall, saw it, and I'm like, oh.
Well, you're not taller now.
I'm just slightly, slightly. I got heels on, right? But, my mom took me to that film, and that got me interested in movies. And then your eyes are awakened to media and how it's, how is it presented before you. And then I started watching TV and noticing, in the 70s you had some shows shot on film and some on video, and I noticed, well, what's the difference between that? You go, oh, what is that? And I was just very curious about how that all came together. And then, like I mentioned, with the camcorders on the shoulder, I actually, when my parents had VCRs, in the house when they were smaller than a truck, you could bring them in the home, I actually taught myself editing without really knowing it. Taking commercials out of recordings, dubbing audio on, having friends over, and we making movies on our own, just by trial and error. And we're like, boy, this is a lot of fun. And then you find out you can do this for a living.
Well,
so
are you ready for a wow factor? This is
I'm
you ready for a wow factor?
Absolutely.
Yes, okay.
I'm always ready.
All right. Well, this goes back a few years. But Spielberg was interviewed on 60 Minutes, and he was asked, needless to say, he's not doing too badly, right?
No, he's doing all right.
And he was asked as to what prompted him to get to where he is.
Yep.
and he had a very similar episode, just like your experience. You and Spielberg
Yeah.
are just like this.
Yeah, we're just alike. Skewed a little down the line,
He
but
just has a few more zeros when he gets a check. That's all.
I think I can measure him by doing this.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but it is, and a lot of people I talk to and friends I know who are in the industry who've been doing it a long time or got into it and eventually got out for whatever reason, it was that it's a state of mind. It's kind of you have to be creative. You know, I'm curious about technology. I enjoy technology, learning something new all the time, and it's always changing. Since we've moved in 4 years ago, I mean, we're already rotating through gear that was new then, and now we're rotating it out. But it was always a curiosity, and I didn't realize that I wanted to be creative until I started doing this. And with being creative with technology, I find just absolutely enjoyable. It's just so much fun. But yeah, it was, like I said, I started in broadcasting. I didn't take the film route like Mr. Spielberg did. I really love television and took that route, and ultimately led me here to ONTV, which I'm grateful for. So
Now, remind me again,
Yeah.
if someone wants to join up and take the training and all, they do not have to be a Lake Orion resident.
No, you don't.
You just pay a little more.
Correct. Yeah, it's $25. So if you're out of area, it's $25, and if you're a resident, it's $10.
And the sessions, I attended a few of them, quite frankly. I may rejoin. I've got sidetracked, and they're very interesting. And you know, one of the other joys of taking those classes is that you're meeting like-minded people. Who's going to show up except creative type people? And this is the essence of entrepreneurship, is that always surround yourself with people that are giving and want to help one another. And that's what I try to stress all the time, that if you are just out for yourself, you're doomed for a lot of frustration and failure. This is a great, great country. That's why I enjoy doing this show, and the theme is that if you help other people, they will help you. And many times in this type of a group, you're going to find people that you've just met for the first time see in you something that you haven't seen yourself. You're too close to yourself.
Absolutely. And they'll inspire you to maybe go in a direction you never thought you would ever, right? To expose you to something that was so new that it might spark something else in you to pursue more knowledge in that area. And here at ONTV, you see it all the time, people coming in, you know, making their programs, and somebody just out of class signs up to work just the cameras or floor director, telling us the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And then they're absorbing what the content is of the program, going, I need to work with this person some more. You know, so you're absolutely right.
Right. Well, you know, my wife would probably be very comfortable here because she's always telling me to go. So,
yours too?
Yeah, right.
What a coincidence. That's crazy.
Right. Well, you know why God created woman, don't you? So that man would have an instant critic, okay?
Keeps me on my toes, that's for sure.
Right. No, I'm very fortunate. I'm very happy. We've been married for 53 years, so must be doing something right. And I figured out the key to success is giving each other space, and we do that. In fact, before we got married, we felt that we had a common interest in going out together to a restaurant, and we promised ourselves we'd go out at least twice a week. It's worked out beautifully.
Nice.
She goes out Tuesday nights, I go out Thursday night.
Set me up, saw it coming. Should have seen it coming.
Right, well, I'm so glad to have a chance to get to know you better, rather than you're sitting in the office.
Absolutely.
And you certainly are very passionate about what you do, and that's the key: creativity, passion, and I feel, I'm sure you'll agree, that there is a future in cable TV.
Oh, that and you know, even online, it's not just restricted to cable TV. It covers all areas nowadays.
Well, I've been signaled to wrap it up, so I got to follow the signals, and I always like to leave this segment with one of my favorite bits of philosophy, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.